to the 1-drop zoo deck tech. So what is 1-drop zoo? Well, just as the name implies, it mostly uses 1-drops. So to round out our 1-drops, we've got Goblin Guide, Courtier, Bloom Lion, Step Links, and Wild Noctil. You can throw other 1-drops in there if you really want to, but these are generally the best 1-drops that Zoo has in order to do sustained damage. And using these 1-drops, you're going to play a little bit like a rush aggro deck. You're going to rush in there. But you are also going to take the Slay style approach of burning a path for these creatures to have sustained damage. It isn't red deck wins. You do care if your Step Links dies. You want to make sure that you are clearing a path for it. Likewise, Gorklan Rampager, mostly used for the Blood Rush in this deck, and it's to clear a path because they're going to try to put blockers out there because you're immediately putting them back on their heels. Boros Charm is a good little combo with Gorklan Rampager, but aside from that, you can do a surprising amount of damage just by doing the 4 amount of damage. I mean, I guess it's not surprising, but it's a good amount of damage. Lightning Helix, Lightning Bolt, Path to Exile clear the way, as well as being able to be burned specifically for these two to finish off the face. Your land base is pretty easy. It's got quite a few fetches in it, 4 and 4. So you're going to run on 8, as well as 3 more, so that's going to be 11, which is generally what you want to do with this deck. You're going to want to stay around 10 to 12-ish of it, so that you can power that Step Links constantly. And that's just basically it. To round it off, you're going to have things like Relic of Progenitus, Leyline of Sanctity, Ancient Grudge, Combust, Destructive Revelry. It's really feel free for what you want in your sideboard. Just remember that your sideboard needs to be less reactive and less guaranteed to go into the long game as it is to try to deal upfront damage. So Destructive Revelry is better in this case than something like Qasali Pridemage because it's going to be dealing damage. It's more in the short term. You're very much thinking short term in this deck. So let's go ahead and get some games in. So this guy beat me on the roll. I don't have a really aggressive hand, and if he thought seizes me, I'm just dead. So let's go ahead and mold this. This isn't a very aggressive hand, and we'll keep it. I wish we could get another red in here, but it's actually not the worst thing in the world. I can play a turn 1 Curd Ape into the Goblin Guides, but I think I'd rather play Goblin Guide, especially with this Vivid coming out tapped, and I know that means I've got some, well, it means I've got some time. So let's go ahead and pop out the Curd Ape, because it's still going to do the same amount of damage regardless. That doesn't really make much of a difference. And I need that forest anyways, so. So we're going to have either 1 turn of Goblin Guides or 2 turns. I would have rather had like a red in here, because then I would have just been able to crush souls. But, you know, getting this Gorklan Rampager isn't a worse ordeal. Still pretty cool. He's still going to be taking mana damage if he does anything with the City of Brass. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. If he's honestly got City of Brass and mana conflux, then we've got this game already. No doubt about it. Like if he does anything, it's going to cost him life. He's trying to come back, I guess, with the Corsair. But if he blocks with that Corsair, we can kill him. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to opt to kill him with the Corsair by not casting Curd Ape and stuff right now. We can still cast Curd Ape on second main if he just lets this go through. Grizzlebrand, what is this deck doing? Alright, so we're not going to let him gain any life, which is pretty important. So we'll go over 2, then get an extra 2 in there, bring him down to 10, and that's pretty good. I'm okay with that. We still have Burn to back it up. We can Boros Charm him to death at any point in time. We get another land, we can drop a Goblin Guide and really just deal the damage. So Fist of Suns, sure. He's trying to, okay, so he's trying to sneak out a what do you call it? So we need to get as much damage as possible here so that he cannot gain any extra life off of it. So I'm thinking we... Boros Charm? Yeah, we just kill him. Straight up kill him. That seems better. And we can do this in response to his stuff, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And that's going to be it. And that's how that rush works. So we know what he's up to. I think he's probably still got the possibility to toss things in the graveyard. So that means we're going to want to put in things like... we don't know that he's got the graveyard thing. I kind of think he does. In fact, I'm 90% sure he does. What I do know is he's got the Tin Fists. So we're going to toss in Destructive Revelry, pull out our Lightning Helixes. And we're going to pull out 2 Boros Charm. Well, let's pull out just all Boros Charm, because I don't think he's got any removal for us. And we're also going to toss in... Let's go 3-3 split. That seems good. 3 artifact hits, 3 graveyard hits. And we've got a ton of damage here, so we're just going to keep this. Because we're swinging for 4 on turn 2, and then 6 on turn 3. Sounds great. Especially with a deck that's damaging itself like this. Even better. Wild Noctowl changes some things. Instead of putting out a Curd Ape, we're going to go ahead and most definitely put out a Wild Noctowl. Or do we? No, we have another Stomping Ground in hand. I think the best play here is to put out the Goblin Guide. And the reason why is because I've got a weird mana requirement, where I can fetch white for the Goblin, or for the Noctowl here, but then I won't be able to cast anything next turn with that white. So it would be better for me to do Goblin Guide followed by Curd Ape Wild Noctowl. We're losing 1 damage in the long run, in the short run, but we gain more damage later. So the nodes is going to be an issue. And I think what that means is we just simply don't attack next turn. We let him buy himself a turn, because it means we're going to be sacking a creature. I guess it really highly depends on whether or not we want to allow that to happen. Based on this, we're actually just going to go for the nodes. I could care less about the nodes right now. Because the nodes won't trigger until his turn. So, since the nodes won't trigger until his turn, we have a free swing here before it actually becomes any relevant. Ghostly Prison actually isn't the best play in the world. Oh, it totally is, because it stops our rush, that's right. But I think we can still just get through this, to be honest with you. I think what we do here is we drop the Step Links, put out the that, and draw a card. We get Destructive Revelry, which is awesome. And maybe he thinks he's safe here, and he's not. So what does nodes do? Does it deal with toughness, or does it deal with power? It deals with power. Okay, so it would kill his. It'd actually kill his. He'd kill his spell skites first, which is kind of funny. We're gonna go in and crush him now. View library, grab herself a Scalding Tarn. This guy is a 4/5. Deal 2 damage to him by taking this Destructive Revelry and killing his Ghostly Prison. Swing for a lot of damage. Sure, obviously he's going to block like that, but it'll at least kill his Spellskite. And we're dropping him a ton here, so there's that. So at this point he could drop a Nodes, and on his next turn could kill the Spellskite, but that doesn't really matter because he'll be so far behind by this point. He's about to, and even if he were to do that, he's about to lose his Nodes really isn't like that great for him right now, because it does mean that I've sort of just got the end. Well, that's kind of funny. I wonder how 2 nodes triggering works. Ha! That's funny too. I think I just win now. Grab ourselves a Temple Garden. Making this a 4/5. And this guy's a 2/3, and we just swing all out. We'll see if he's got any triggers to try to save himself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's GG. So that's how you rush it, guys. There it is, 1-drop zoo. One of the fastest zoos that you could possibly use. Doesn't use GOYF, so if that's up your alley, go ahead and start playing the deck. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, like my video, subscribe to it, comment if you've got any questions. If you'd like to talk to some more zookeepers, go ahead and head towards MTG Salvation, the forums. Go to the Modern sub and find the zoo thread and come talk to us. Remember, guys, as always, feed the animals.